Starcade Hellraiser here, and I do have to keep it down because I did this on the reset. I did the A5, A6, and A7 videos already. This is A8. Well, here it is, The Burden of the Sun, A8. Spoilers abound, obviously, but this is week 3, and I decided to try to do this on the reset here, hoping to get a kill in. Fight takes place in 3 parts. I'm probably the reason for the bonus here, but first part of this is the Onslaughter, and the Onslaughter alone. Now, of course, what the other people are doing, the other DPS are doing, is saying there are 4 ads that are going to spawn that have to be killed quickly, so we're actually going to do this individually. Oh, by the way, take a look at one funny thing about this group. Ladies and gentlemen, Dragoon Team starter! Yep, we have 4 Dragoons on the thing. This basically is a combination of a whole bunch of mechanics from the previous 3 situations. And basically just get out of the way of everything, and there are several very quick DPS checks here. But if you do, and here's the move, execution. Basically at that point, once execution goes off, 4 steam regulators are going to spawn. You don't do that, it basically gets a stacking debuff for each one you don't get, and yes, they'll each throw a quick AoE there to make sure that you're on your toes, but we successfully clear that and get back to the Onslaughter. Again, this is the first of 3 parts of the fight. There will be no storyline in this video. This is just going to be the clear. This is just going to be the kill. But I can already tell this is better than the other group I tried this with. The Onslaughter has many of the same mechanics of A4. And now Discoid with the balls that you gotta try to untether yourself from, and there you go. Look at all those AoEs. Got right in between them. You avoid negative. I mean, it's got long charge times, so you can get this one right here. Now, of course, now we're at 20%. I'm thinking, let's try to race this so we can actually get this thing down before the next execution hits. Well, not quite, but we kill it so the steam regulators go away. Now, part 2 of the fight. Now you face the 4 bosses from A6, but this time you're going to face them 2 at a time. Their mechanics are going to be scaled back that you're facing 2 of them at a time, but you've still got 2 of them to face. The first 2 of the Vortex are in the Brawler. That's the final boss. And I believe the second one from A6. And of course, yes, here comes the Tank Soak on the Brawler, but he's a little slower. And the damage is a bit less, but... And yes, it does the Shiva circles. It does the damage circles here. Just gonna sneak around the front here to deal with all of that. Whoop. It's from the Vortexer, and the Brawler's down. So there's that. Now we go over to take the Vortexer. Now the understanding I have on this fight is there is a full rage timer. I do not know how long it is. But if the rage timer fails, basically what will happen is it'll say 10 seconds of final sentence and all that kind of stuff. Once it gets to 0, you don't want to know what happens. Well, that happened the first time and it was brutal. But this is a much better group, and I think I made the right call of doing this right after the reset. final 10% of the Vortexer. Now, of course, that's only 2 of the 4 bosses. We have to face the other 2 now. That's the Swindler and the Blaster. The first and the third, I believe, if I have the order right. If I don't, yeah, it is the first and the third, that's right, because we've got the platforms we have to worry about here, too. Same principles before on the platforms. Then you have to watch the platforms here. That's a much shorter thing, though, but still, it can do significant damage to you if you aren't paying attention. Especially when you're trying to take out 2 of these bad boys at once. So here come the mirages of the blaster. And we just try to avoid all those. We are successful in that, and the fight's going very, very well. So one more, now we gotta face out the Swindler, and if we do that, then we will be able to complete the last of the 4 parts, and then we can get to the final fight of A8, and of course, and again, I now notice that I am on the lower one, so it actually works fine. Going very, very well here. Each of them, again, has their own mechanics from A6, just to scale back a bit, and that's the end of the Swindler, and now the final boss of A8. What is it? If you've been watching, you know what it is. It's Voltron time. It's time to face off with brute justice. Yep, here we go. Oh, you gotta love this. Now, of course, the music also changes to kind of a more aggressive form of the Alexander Boss music, and it's just got all over the place. It's got one of those damage soak things. It's got AoEs up the yanger. It's got all sorts of, tricks and mechanics and all that kind of stuff. You just really gotta watch how it goes, because this is you don't want to have to do all of that other stuff again, the Onslaughter and the other 4 bosses again. And of course you're on a timer on this. And what I can say is this, it's longer than this video. It's longer than the fight in this video, that's for damn well sure. Yep, here comes some more. See, it does those 2 things in rapid succession. You have to be able to move out of the way, but then you've got to get right back inside those arrows for the damage absorption, or somebody might die. Whoops. There's the Mega Beam. And, ooh, I get the J-Kick, and that's it. Now the next fun part of the fight is now the parts go berserk and start throwing all of their mechanics and all of the other stuff at once, and at least having weakness up, at least to some extent, helps me, because you do get a small bit of immunity here. While you're waiting it, oops, here comes the big bang, look out, 100 megatons a shot, and oh, by the way, zap. Thanks. But anyway, so it reforms and we can continue the fight. It's at 53%. So I've now got 1 stack of vulnerability up and I'm weaknessed. Yay! So now I've really got to be careful. See, I really like that because you have to get away, then you have to get in very quickly. Because of both of these things that can be in play here. And this is A8. I mean, you've basically seen everything. Just basically to get the honors done here. One thing about it is, unlike A4, there is no guaranteed item at the end of the A8 line. Unlike A4, you did get a 200 bolt, I think it was, an accessory piece, but there is no such guarantee in A8. So here comes one of the Dragoons with the Dragon Song. With the big dive, the LB3, Kakoink, thanks for coming. And that, my friends, is the A8 clear. 4 items drop, you get 1 gear a week toward getting 7 for part of a 235 weapon. I love this. Watch this. We turn around. And we pump the fist. Midas is clear. Stargate Hellraiser. More videos coming.